And we are live with Kynny, and this is Emmy and Kynny After Dark. How are you doing, Kynny?
Hello, hello.
Are you
I'm
ready for
doing
this?
good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Mount Shasta is another multiple paranormal one. It's another one that has like all sorts of things associated with it.
Yeah, and I'm honestly not very far from there. I have some friends who live down there, and I've I've been planning to go down there and go camping at some point, but I'm now afraid I'm going to be afraid. After we go through this, I'm afraid I'm going to be too scared to do it. And then I'm going to be all, remember how you said that if you saw anything, you were going to go home? You better go home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
after last night, that going camping is very brave of you. I don't
Oh,
know if I could I don't know if I could ever sleep knowing that hammock story. that just that's just some bad karma. He went the wrong way. That's the wrong way. So but Mount Shasta, I didn't realize that there's a lot of history to it either. Um
yeah.
there's I'm looking at an article, if my computer will work, about the Lost Coast.
I pulled up all your articles and then I have like 10 tabs open of my own. Half of them, most of them are Mount Shasta, but there's like 3 or 4 Crater Lake.
Have you ever heard of the Lost Coast? I thought that was a beer.
You know what? We both pulled up that article. I had not, and I'm interested to hear this one.
Yeah. I've never heard of the Lost Coast. That is weird. Okay. Let's start off with this one then. Um
Hi, Ralph. Hi, Girly. Good to see you guys.
hey guys, thanks for being with us. I know that the Tilted Lawyer and Cassidy are doing the Murdoch murder series, so it's nice for you guys to join.
It's Murdaugh.
Murdoch?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I used to have a dog named Murdoch. He was a
Really?
boxer.
It's a good name.
Yeah, I named him.
Um, okay. The Lost Coast and the Ghost Choir of Mount Shasta. My one unexplained paranormal encounter happened on a trip to the so-called Lost Coast of Northern California. I camped there the summer of 1994 with my girlfriend Mary in one of our relationship's great death spasms. Oh,
That sounds
what?
like a horror story on its own.
That sounds like a pretty bad relationship. I don't even know what that
What?
means. Near the end of this expedition, I heard the singing of a ghostly choir in the woods around Mount Shasta. It was singing Mary. It was singing Mary said she couldn't hear. Well, what's wrong with Mary? Okay. This vacation was important to us. Austin transplants. We'd been cooped up at retail jobs in the Berkeley, Oakland sprawl for a year. We hadn't explored the wilds of California like it really deserved. So when she caught wind of the Lost Coast, we arranged a matching week off to go find it. I totally thought that was a beer. Okay. We drove north from the Bay Area in her white Chrysler minivan. That's a great camping vehicle to go into. We were listening to a mixtape of JJ Cale, perfect road music with his driving early drumming or drum machine sound. They call me the breeze. I keep blowing down the wind. We also had some Jerry Garcia band. I don't know that song. Is that a
Down the
song?
road. I keep blowing down the road, not the wind.
uh, which we'd been seeing at the Warfield during its unofficial residency. And we were still coming to terms with Kurt Cobain's mulicide a couple months prior, 3 days before my 25th birthday. His widow's album, Live Through This, was released within days, and we were listening to that too. We couldn't believe she recorded the line, "Someday you will ache like I ache," months before he. Wow, it's that's like this is really going off course.
I hope this has some sort of meaning to his story.
um, Now that line screamed across the radio like live anguish. So those were the vibes. Man, that's really setting like a dark tone for
I
your
mean, this
camping.
guy sounds like he probably manifested the dark energy on his own.
He was already prepared. That's what it seems like.
Oh, Lord.
The Lost Coast should be straightforward drive north on Route 101, the coastal highway. But 101 heads inland for a while, going around the area like it's trying to avoid it. Okay. They basically forgot to log it all, forgot to build cities and highways there. And once they thought of it, it was too rugged to bother. We cut over to Bryceland Road, which turned to dirt when it reached this lost stretch of extravagantly raw Pacific coast. Our road map led us as far as, is that seriously, is that Sinky one? Wilderness State Park?
Probably Sinkioni.
Sigodi?
Sinkioni.
That's a
What's up?
horrible name. I can't say that. And you know what? I'm pretty sure it's probably like after a Native American tribe or
I
something.
know you are offending people right now.
Oh my goodness. I don't mean to.
I know, Wrath. What does Courtney Love have to do with anything?
I
Sorry.
don't know. She sets the tone.
Sinkioni
Um,
Wilderness State Park. I'm usually really good at this, at saying things correctly. So I would think I'm probably right.
I think you are. But I'm wondering like what the origin of the name is. Is it like a tribe?
What else could it be? Sinkion? I could look it up.
And I've never heard of this wilderness state park. Then we hand copied a map from signage to find our campsite at the end of the road. Bear Harbor, a black sand beach in the middle of nowhere. That sounds pretty. A black sand beach?
Yeah, let's go there.
Yeah. You're like a bonfire.
Not
Jagged, oh God, jagged rocks jutted offshore. The ocean was too cold to swim, but we waited and smelled the salt spray and poked dead things. Okay. We shook off the stress of the road and the blues of the big city. Antlers lay around in the brush. Up in the tree line where we slept, a herd of elk grazed to the edge of our tent. We found the lost coast. Okay. So it's in this wilderness park then. And we had more exploring to do. So after a couple days, we re-lost it, somehow found Route 101 again. We drove north to Arcata, a bayside town with a lively square of college students and acoustic guitars. We went to a sauna and I put Arcata on short list of places I imagined moving to. It was small and cute on the edge of the forest of giants. We hiked the redwoods among profusions of Jurassic ferns like I'm going to butcher this, Stegosaurus could pop out any minute. Slept in a hostel.
Um, my friends have been to the Avenue of Giants. I actually have that on my list of places to go. And by the way, the name, we were both kind of wrong and kind of right. It's Sinkyone,
Sinkione?
the Sinkyone indigenous Sinkyone people.
Oh,
So you were right about that.
I'm going to be haunted now. Great. So sorry to offend anybody. I'm going to need a buttload of sage now. Um, Slept in a hostel. I didn't know there were still hostels
Why
around.
would there be a hostel? There's a hostels on the coast?
Yeah, that's what it said. Slept
Yeah,
in a hostel.
seems strange, but I don't know why they'd say it if it wasn't true. I
Well,
just
this
didn't
whole,
know that there would be hostels on. That seems like I didn't even know we had hostels here in the States at all, I guess.
yeah, I thought hostels were like more Europe.
Yeah.
That's okay. Now I'm just thinking like serial eaters. Like, okay. Next day, we drove Route 299 through National Forest after National Forest, where you could spit and hit the Oregon border. Turn south on Highway 5 and pass through weed. I have a story for you about weed.
They're
Oh,
in my
they
neck
have,
of the woods almost. Like I'm not in California, but like they're talking all around me, by some hours for sure. But
oh, what's wrong with eating cereal? Eating cereal, I mean cereal erder.
it's like a Kellogg schmurder, a cereal eater.
So that we don't get demonetized.
We have to be cryptic on YouTube with our words.
Oh, Wrath says that there's hostels everywhere, and Gelf says there's hostels in Australia.
Um, okay.
A special, a special case cereal eater. That's the new name.
Yes.
Cereal eater.
Good one, Gal. That was perfect. It mixed them both together.
Okay, so they're passing through Reed, snickering at the name. Shopped at a natural food store there, then grabbed lunch at a greasy spoon. Why would you do that? Okay. Indicative of Northern California's central contradiction, hippies versus rednecks.
That's
De-
accurate. And for people who are not from here, because Emmy and I are both from the Pacific Northwest, so she probably gets that, but you guys probably do not get that at all. And that is a great description of Northern
Decades.
California.
Oh my God, it gets better. Decades later, those rednecks, feral children are QAnon. Yeah, and they've overrun the place. Okay, now we get to Mount Shasta. Oh, before we move on to Mount Shasta, I have a town of weeds story for you, okay?
Okay.
So, I asked my dad if he had any ghost stories, right? And he was like, "You need to ask your stepmom. And if she tells you anything, you come back and tell me, and I will tell you if she's telling the truth." Right? So then I was like, "Well, she said something went down in weed in the Motel 6." And he's like, "Okay." And I'm like, "So apparently you two were like on a road trip or something. You stopped at this Motel 6 in weed, And you couldn't spend the whole night there because you felt like somebody was staring at you. And so in the middle of the night, you both decided to get up and hightail it out of there because it was too creepy for you. And she mentioned that the floor was wet and sticky.
What?
Yeah.
Wet and
So,
sticky.
yeah. So my stepmom is like, what if someone unalived there and then cleaned it up and then gave us the room? And I was like, I don't think that would like happen. And she was like, we were convinced that somebody was staring at us as we were lying in bed. And so I guess my stepmom asked my dad if she felt the same thing and if he thought it could be a ghosty ghost. And then he was like, well, I was just waiting for you to say it so that we could leave. So they were both terrified in this bed, waiting for either one to be like, let's go.
Were they both trying to be like the brave one? What took them so long?
I don't know.
You know my policy. I'm out of there. We've learned over the last couple of episodes that I'm not sticking around.
Let's go hike further into the forest.
Let me run farther into the forest to get away from the forest ghosts. Okay.
Oh, but I was like, so I told my dad that story, and he was like, yeah, that happened. I won't talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, weed is pretty close to Mount Shasta.
It is.
Like really close, like right at the bottom of it, basically. The base.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Shasta City is too, but it's right there.
Yeah. Weed is tiny too. It's not a big town, I don't think.
No, it isn't. It's teensy. It's like a
Yeah.
little, it's kind of like a country. I was saying in the chat, it's kind of like a country mountain forest town.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And it's like the last gas station.
And the last liquor stow.
Is it?
No, there it's no, it's not. But
No.
it it's definitely like if you're going towards Nevada, like once you pass Weed and head out that direction east, there's not much.
Yeah.
You wouldn't
Yes.
want to. You wouldn't want to get. Ooh, we should make a note. Lassen Forest. I wonder if there's ghost stories about Lassen Forest because it is desolate out there. It's on the way. It's you
Oh.
go out through Weed and you head east and you go out that way to go to like Nevada and Reno from here. And Lassen, it's
Oh.
like desolate. Like there's literally nothing for miles and miles and miles and miles.
That could get
Hours.
creepy.
Yeah, I drove through there with a busted up Volkswagen Bug in 1994, and man, what that's one of those things we were kind of talking about last night, how when you get older you're like, I would never do that now. What was I even thinking? I drove a Volkswagen Bug for 6 hours through a desolate like national park with a broken fan.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Imagine if it would
super
have broken
smart.
down.
Yep. So, but I always think, man, I always think about like getting stranded out there. 'Cause there's nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. I could. I would die. I would cry. I couldn't do it. Gelf says, the only wet and sticky floor I've encountered was when I worked for an adult shop.
Hopefully, not the whole shop was like that. Hopefully, just those special little rooms they have.
Then she says, is it a ho dunk redneck hillbilly town, Kenny?
Yeah, mixed with hippies.
And then it says, I would have been like, sweet, a ghost is watching. That marks my voyeur checkbox off. Oh my God. That's worse than finding a camera in your room. You know what I mean?
Yes, I had to look
Okay.
up.
So now it gets to the creepy part of Mount Shasta. That wasn't creepy enough, just with the whole Courtney Love thing. Okay. We got to Mount Shasta, renowned for its lure of UFOs, ghosts, and New Age spirituality. We were so hyped to see a UFO, steeped as we were in what? Steeped as we were in Terrence McKenna's psychedelic millennialism. What? Okay.
Get to the point, yo. He's just this.
There's a
What is,
lot of detail
come
in
on,
here.
dude. What is this person's name? Jim?
we
Let's
just
get to it.
we just we just knew we were going to see one. I've hoped to have a night view of Mount Shasta so I could watch for rumored weird glows. But we are camping
Oh.
at a hot springs resort off in the woods, and the tree cover obscured the mountain. We could feel it out there, though. One of the planet's acupuncture points, or so it was said, a locus of invisible meridians. Okay, so Mount Shasta has meridians.
What is the locus of invisible meridians?
I don't. I think it's more fluff for their article.
Well, is he using big words to confuse me? Because I am confused right now. I must know what a locus of invisible meridians means.
I maybe he's a very unique writer. I
Is
don't know.
what is a meridian? Let's just start there.
Hang on just 1 second. I got a kiddo here. Just 1 sec.
So Google says it's like an imaginary line. A real, let's see. So a locus. I don't even know what a locus is. This guy's got me all confused. I have no.
Well, isn't a locust like a cricket?
That's a locus. Yeah, is that what he? That can't be. That's locust with the T on the end. Is this doesn't have a T? Locus, a particular position, point, or place, is a locus. So a particular point of invisible. I'm thinking like lines in the sky or something. I don't know why.
Yeah, like maps or something.
Meridians. I don't know.
Isn't a meridian like what you divide a map by?
I just don't think this is a very well written story. If the people reading it have to stop and Google what the hell you're talking about.
Right. Okay. Our private campsite sat next to a rocky stream. On the opposite bank stood. Doug, will you just lie down?
Khaleesi can't stay because she's scared. I don't read anything, nevertheless, sci-fi. Is this how sci-fi writers write? Is that what you're telling us? Is that the reason that he's using terms like a locus of invisible meridians is because he's a sci-fi writer.
He could be.
Meridian line is the main timeline around the world, and yes, lines on a map that indicate time are called meridian lines. Okie dokie.
Okay, now that my dog is out.
You can fill it out there. They're one of the planet's acupuncture points. Okay.
Meridian lines is the main line around the world, and yes, lines on a map that indicate time are called meridian lines.
That makes sense. Now I can see them in my head. Now that you say that, it's starting to make sense, those lines.
And that's how they write.
They have energy lines that cross the earth and make these crazy patterns. I don't know if that's the same thing, but
Oh, like maybe like
they
Bermuda
have like
Triangle?
coordinate points, that, and they run like there's lines that run, like one runs up the Pacific Northwest, and
Mm-hmm.
that might be what they're talking about now that I think about it.
Oh. Yeah, because those lines have paranormal activity. Like, is the Bermuda Triangle one of them?
Yeah, in like I believe in like I want to say China, they have them, and uh they call them dragon lines, I think, because
Ooh.
they're so wide over there. They're like these energetic. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Those are ley lines. Ley lines, that's right.
Ley lines.
Gulf knows everything. So those
Hey,
are
shout
not the
out to
same as
Gels.
meridian lines. I'm glad you're here because I actually don't like not knowing what. I'm like, but I don't understand.
Yeah.
I like to understand. Okay.
Okay, so he continues with more fluffery in this. Um, now that my computer went to sleep. So apparently there's like a hot tub in the middle of the woods or something.
It's
No,
not a hot tub, they're hot springs, right?
springs. Yeah. Oh, you know what Gal says? The whole Bermuda Triangle thing is actually a myth.
Really
I might be disappointed because I grew up reading about the Bermuda Triangle.
interesting.
And then Gal says,
I appreciate it. I am not well read.
no, I'm just well read. And here in school, we actually cover this stuff.
And we don't cover this stuff in school. At
No, we
least, well,
don't.
I don't know what they cover in school now. I don't even think they cover anything in school these days. It doesn't seem like.
I
But yeah, we
mean,
definitely did not talk about meridian. Sounds like a word I heard in school,
yeah.
but maybe to do with math.
Oh, may I don't know. I think I remember like talking about like maps and things.
You're on such a tangent because of the stupid writer. You
Right?
totally derailed the whole feeling of the
I'm
story with
like,
this stupid word.
okay, hang on. Let me.
And a meridian is an imaginary line connecting the North and South poles,
Oh, well,
used
that
in
makes
geography to
sense.
define longitude.
That makes sense. Okay. Well, now that we got that figured out,
Yeah, jeez.
there's going to be a little bit more fluffery.
Damn stupid stuff.
Let me see. Where did we end off of? Mount Shasta.
Mm.
Okay. Our private campsite was sat next to a rocky stream. On the opposite bank stood a steep wooden hill, a natural border holding the stream in a straight line for a mile or so. We walked up and down the banks, but we'd have to be mountain goats to climb that hill, particularly a wall. The hot springs area was down a dirt road from our campsite. A long main building had curtained off stalls with individual tubs for soaking in. That's cool. Mary and I got adjacent tubs and kept the curtain open between us. That's cool. I want to go to that.
It would probably trigger you because it smells like sulfur.
Oh, yeah. I'd probably freak out and think there's a demon attacking me or something. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
they are pretty cool. I've never been one for like hot tubs, even regular hot tubs. I just don't really like their bathtubs or anything like that. So I'm not a big hot springs fan, but I can tell you that I do think there is something magical about the water in a hot springs.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
We camp at this one for a music festival, and it's really weird because the entire little place is on the hot spring, so all of the water is hot. So
Oh,
like
really?
I just
Oh,
took a shower in my friend's motorhome with just the cold water because the cold water is warm. But
oh,
it's weird
wow.
because you sit down on the toilets and the water is warm. So it's like kind of swampy when you sit on. It's hard to get used to.
Oh, I'm a big fan of warm water.
Well,
That
then you
is
would definitely probably enjoy it for sure.
that would be have you ever done a mud bath in like Calistoga?
No.
No.
Is
Well,
that
it's like
something that people just do a lot to where like most people do have done that?
yeah, it's like a tourist attraction thing. It's like you do like it's like a you do a mud bath and then you do the mineral bath and then and then you get like a full body massage. Um but the mud bath is like heated and yeah, it takes like a special person. Cuz it was quite the experience for me and yeah, like it's the whole process of like getting in and like getting out and like yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Hmm.
Yeah. So they had bathtubs and they kept the curtain open. I guess that's romantic. And then someone a few bathtubs away started loudly meditating, chanting a deep resonant mantra like he was trying to crumble the walls of Jericho. Oh my god, we're not even like to the heart of this story.
I know he's got a lot of stuff going on.
Oh my god. Okay, so Mary and I exchanged smiles. The too loud meditator selfishly split the quiet, giving voice to California's new age
Ecstasis.
exorcist. I'm not well read. Um, which we marinated it. What the flop? Which we marinated in as surely as we marinated in geothermal Mount Shasta mineral hot springs.
He's losing me. Get to the choir. Skip
The-
this part. Scroll down.
okay. There's food. They ate burritos.
I can't even hear the stupid word burrito anymore. That is so annoying. God.
okay, here we go. Here we go. The ghostly choir. Then a genuinely weird thing happened. While taking a solo walk up the stream the next day, I realized I could hear something like a distant choir. It was very faint but audible. I was focused on rock hopping, but the sound kept going, and maybe it had been there the whole time. Choral voices competing with the babbling of the brook. It seemed to come from way downstream. I couldn't make out a tune. It almost sounded like the creepy singing from 2001, A Space Odyssey, Ligeti's micro polyphonic requiem. Again, what is with these words? Okay. What
He's
I heard
very smart.
what I heard sounded more like it was all women, but with the same plane of sound effect. The only explanation was that something like a Gregorian women's choir was practicing in the area, barely in range, barely there at all. When I got back to camp, I tried to draw Mary's attention to it. We stood there listening, but she couldn't hear it. You can't hear that? I asked. I thought she wasn't listening hard enough. She thought I was pulling her leg and gave me looks, but I heard it until we left the next day. I've never heard it since. That's kind of creepy. Look, I'll be honest, we were high. What the fuck? We were high as kites the whole vacation. After all this was taking place in California's Emerald Triangle, we had plenty of chuckles, especially driving through weed. But I've never heard anything like a phantom choir, and I've been high my whole adult life. Auditory hallucinations are not part of it.
Yeah, I agree.
Uh,
They're not part of it.
so what do you think it was?
I mean, clearly it was a ghost choir. I mean, it maybe it wasn't a well, he did say it sounded like a what did he kind of choir? A Gregorian women's choir.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's strange.
Didn't we hear about a choir yesterday in the Appalachia?
I don't remember now. I already forgot. We learned a lot of things about the Appalachia yesterday, but singing is definitely a thing when it comes to, but a choir does seem strange.
Yeah, it does.
Maybe there was a choir of people who something happened to up there, and now they walk the woods and sing.
That's creepy. No way, no way. That yeah, that
I used to be in a choir. I might not be afraid of choir singing.
in the woods though?
I mean, if there's going to be like a paranormal of some sort encounter, I'm going to think women's choir singing doesn't seem as scary as some things do.
Yeah, you know what? I think I'd rather take choir singing versus being kidnapped in a hammock.
Yeah, the hammock, that kid. Hi. He put himself in that position, and I stand on that.
I kind of feel like he did too. Like,
You got to go home.
yeah,
You go home when the ghosts are talking to you.
like if he didn't fight back, would he have been in like a big giant soup thing?
I don't know.
And yeah, so I'd take a choir. I take a choir. So what do you got? What do you got for
Um, just the Wikipedia Wikipedia page of Legends of Mount Shasta. It just really quickly lists just a few. There's the Klamath legend, which is according to the local Klamath people, Mount Shasta is inhabited by the spirit chief Skell, who descended from heaven to the mountain summit. Skell fought with the spirit of the below world, Lao, who resided in Mount Mazama. And if you don't know, Mount Mazama, ironically, is Crater Lake. Um,
Ooh.
so we've got that is weird, isn't it? That
Mm-hmm.
we chose those two places, and this is talking about Mount Shasta versus Mount Mazama. So the spirit of the below world who resided at Mount Mazama, they would fight by throwing hot rocks and lava, probably representing the volcanic eruptions at both mountains. So that's the Klamath legend. And then there's probably going to be multiple things, and I wouldn't be surprised if you pulled up this too about the Lemuria.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's big for Mount Shasta. Um, they're basically the advanced beings that live in the mountain, I think, right? In
Yeah.
tunnels inside the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll skip that because I'm sure we'll talk more about that. But the other one it mentioned was according to Guy Ballard, while hiking on Mount Shasta, he encountered a man who introduced himself as Count of Saint Germain, who is said to have started Ballard on the path to discovering the teachings that would become, quote, I am activity. And I don't know what that is. Oh, let's see. The I am movement, also referred to as the I am temple, is a neo-theosophical religious movement founded in the early 1930s by Guy Ballard and his wife Edna Ann Wheeler Ballard in Chicago, Illinois, based on the teachings of, I don't know, because I'd have to pull that up. But so he saw a guy, let's see, based on the teachings of, trying to find the rest of that. So
So
he
like a
saw a guy at
cult?
Mount Shasta and he started a whole religion because of it. That needs to be, let's see, based on the teachings of ascended masters. It's an offshoot of, I don't know how to say that word, Theosophy, and a major precursor of several New Age religions, including the Church Universal and Triumphant. I have never heard of any of that.
Neither have I. Wow.
That's interesting.
So like a cult almost.
Yeah, they definitely sound like an offshoot. So yeah, I have at least a couple pages about the Lemurians.
Yeah, I've never heard of them before.
Um, trying to see. I should have. So there's a little bit here about Mount Shasta itself. It's a stratovolcano or a composite volcano, and it reaches a height of 4,322 meters or 14,179 feet. It's a conical volcano, which is formed by four distinct overlapping volcano cones.
Oh wow.
Um, have you ever driven down I-5 and seen Mount Shasta before? You've been down there, right? Down.
Yeah, I've driven past it. It's huge.
It's yeah, and it has a presence when you
Mm-hmm.
drive by it. It really does. It's like, woo. There's definitely some energy there. It has long been the travel destination for more spiritually minded visitors who seek a less than conventional holiday. Every year, thousands of people descend on the mountain with the hope of communing with something beyond the terrestrial and geological.
Oh wow. I
Uh,
didn't know that.
yeah. Um,
That's pretty big.
There are tourist guides and attractions dedicated to meditation, vision quests, and other New Age activities that try to tap into the mountain's various alleged spiritual hotspots. Um, there are numerous bookshops offering a full range of metaphysical texts on healing, vibrations, crystals, angels, and so on, many of which claim to have connections to the mountain itself.
Wow.
I do know there's a really great crystal shop down there, apparently.
I had no idea.
Yeah, then it says First Nation legends. Although there are various modern conspiracies associated with Mount Shasta, it has long been a sacred site to various indigenous tribes. As it is often the case with other historically significant spiritual locations, these local traditional stories are often eclipsed or even appropriated by modern fantasies as New Age believers race to become gurus of higher consciousness. But the fact remains that these indigenous people have a long established claim on the mountain and its history. Artifacts found in the area suggest that humans have been living in the area for at least 9,000 years, which makes it one of the longest occupied areas in the country.
Oh, interesting.
And it just goes on to talk about the tribes that live there. And then it says and then it delves into the Lumerians, the lost world of the Lumerians. Um,
Yeah, I wasn't expecting tunnels and things like that at all. I was expecting um like, witch of like Mount Shasta or something similar to what we were reading.
yeah, it's like the Appalachians of the of the West with these
Right?
various, people living inside the mountain. And
So do you believe that?
I don't know. I don't believe anything and I believe everything. So it's kind of like,
Anything's possible.
anything is possible.
Yeah. So this article that I have pulled up is I guess a hole in Mount Shasta formed for some unknown reason.
Hmm.
Okay, let me see. It says Elijah Sullivan has spent the last 6 years trying to solve a mystery. About 10 years ago, a hole about 60 feet deep appeared on the side of Mount Shasta, California's highest volcano. I didn't know that. It seemed to have been dug by hand at night using a makeshift pulley system to remove the dirt. But only clues the diggers left behind were a ladder, some buckets, and a plastic water bottle. Isn't that weird?
Wait, someone dug a hole in the side of Mount Shasta?
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
That is weird.
Um, Sullivan grew up in Mount Shasta, a former logging town that lies at the base of the mountain. Um, Most people know me as the guy from the video store, says Sullivan, who works at an independent movie store in the city. But he's even better known for his quest to solve the mystery of the giant hole for a documentary he's making called The Hole Story. Why would you dig a hole? Sullivan says he's been tracking three main theories about what someone was looking for at the bottom of the hole, and each theory tells a different story about the region's history. All all the different competing theories mirrored everybody's different beliefs around here, Sullivan says. Um, and then this one is covering the what is it, the Lemura. Some people at Mount Shasta believe that a lost continent called Lemura is hidden beneath the mountain, along with its capital crystalline city, Telos. The name Lemura originated with a 19th century English zoologist who believed that lemurs had used the lost continent as a land bridge to migrate from India to Madagascar. While some people think Lemura exists only in the mind, others say they've seen tall, robed Lemurians shopping in town or traveling in and out of the mountain in cloud shaped UFOs. So when Sullivan heard about the giant hole, his first thought was the diggers were trying to get to the underground world. You'll hear a lot of people talking about Lemura, maybe even asking for directions, says Sullivan. People make pilgrimages here. It's like a new age Mecca.
Mm-hmm.
In 1987, an event called the Harmonic Convergence marked Mount Shasta as a destination for New Age spirituality. It was a huge production. One news report called the time from the time called the gathering a spiritual Woodstock. But Mount Shasta has a spiritual reputation that long predates the New Age movement. So now this one says a sacred mountain for Native Americans. The mountain is sacred to the Winamin Wintu tribe, which is indigenous to the McCloud River area of Northern California. We heard about the hole, says the tribal's leader, who worries that spiritual and recreational visitors are harming Mount Shasta. We came out of that mountain, so we're obligated to be the watchers of the mountain. That's why Sullivan's second theory about why someone dug a giant hole on Mount Shasta is that they were looking for Native American artifacts. There is a pretty long history of Native American artifact looting here, says Sullivan. It makes sense because so many tribes have been here over so many centuries. Digging
Yeah.
for artifacts like arrowheads or human remains without a permit is a serious crime. First time offenders can be fined up to $20,000 and imprisoned for up to a year. The penalty is 5 times worse for second time offenders. A few years ago, there was a big looting investigation just across the border in Oregon's Klamath County. I called 2 Oregon State police officers who have worked on looting cases, says Sullivan. They said, "Oh, yeah, that looks like looters." Sullivan said officers told him that looters often work at night and remove the dirt from the dig site for processing, which is what the diggers did on Mount Shasta. But the Forest Service disagrees with Sullivan's sources. They said there aren't many Native American artifacts on the mountain because it's a sacred site. So tools and ceremonial items would have been packed out. The Forest Service has its own theory about what diggers were looking for. Does it just come down to gold? Somebody was doing some mining, says Carolyn Napper, the district ranger for the Shasta McCloud Management Unit of the Shasta Trinity National Forest. She says the diggers were looking for gold and that someone was eventually prosecuted for digging the hole. It wouldn't be totally unprecedented. There's a history of gold rush era mining in the area. But Napper says it isn't likely that there's any gold where the hole was due to the volcanic geology of that part of the mountain. It's somewhat far fetched that it would be a mining claim in this area, but probably stranger things have happened, says Napper. It's the beauty of Mount Shasta. No matter what the diggers were looking for, an underground world, Native American artifacts, or gold, Sullivan isn't ready to let go of the mystery. There are always going to be questions, and are are any of these people telling the truth, says Sullivan, who sees the whole as kind of, I don't even know how to say that, Rorschach test for people in Mount Shasta. It's a perfect blank slate for people to project, he says. Every conceivable thing that a person would look for is at the bottom of that hole to somebody. Sullivan is still working on his documentary film about the hole, but he likes the idea of it ending mysteriously. I don't know if anyone answer could live up to the whole mystery of it, says Sullivan. Answers are disappointing, aren't they?
It's Rorschach tests.
Rorschach test.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think about the hole?
I think it's crazy town that that it was like dug by people. Like I find that crazier than if it was like mysterious hole shows up and there's no sign of humans doing it. You know what I mean? That would make more sense. I
Right?
I mean, gold isn't usually found like that to my knowledge. I didn't know you dug into the side of mountains to find gold. I don't
True.
think that's how they look for gold. So I think maybe I like to think they were looking for the tunnels. I like that theory. So yesterday we were, remember how I brought up how, was it yesterday? No, maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was in my live with Wrath when we were talking about end of the world stuff, and I was talking about volcanoes and
Uh-huh.
how there's a Oregon has like all giant, like a ring of volcanoes, like mass, and all they lead into Washington too. And this says Mount Shasta is one of the most prominent of all the Cascade volcanoes, an arc that runs from southwestern British Columbia to Northern California. And that's what I was talking about. Like, we are surrounded by volcanoes in
Ooh.
this, you know what I mean? In Northern California, Southern Oregon, and Northern Oregon, and Eastern Oregon. So it says this also includes Washington's Mount Rainier and Oregon's Mount Hood, among others. It's so steep and so tall that it even creates its own weather. This includes the spaceship looking lenticular clouds that tend to form around the mountain. Have
Ooh.
you seen pictures of those? It's really beautiful, but that is, I think you were reading about, they were saying it's like spaceship style.
Mm-hmm.
But it says, but they only contribute to Shasta's supernatural allure, along with its ice-clad peak, steaming fumaroles, and shape-shifting surface that's being constantly broken down and rebuilt by ice, wind, water, and debris. The mountain also sits about 15 miles or so west of the standard arc line of the other Cascade volcanoes, a move that took place about 700,000 years ago, which is strange. Like, it moved out of line with the rest of the volcanoes.
Oh, like maybe there was some.
We don't really have a good explanation for why it moved out there. Calvert says a statement that seems to make Mount Shasta's mysteries appear more otherworldly by the minute. Mount Shasta's spiritual legacy goes far deeper than contemporary myths and sightings. For Native Americans in particular, the mountain is a sacred place, straddling the territories of the Shasta, Wintu, Ashumawi, Atsugewi, and Modoc tribes. And I'm very sorry if I said those wrong. Which can date their lineages back to a time when eruptions actually took place there. The last eruption was a little over 3,000 years ago. Shasta is where Makump, the creator, resided, and the original bones of the Modoc people are placed at Shasta. A Modoc Indian from the Klamath tribe, raised in the Klamath Basin just north of Shasta. I always bring offerings such as water or tobacco when I visit, she says, because I never want to come to the mountain in a bad way.
Oh.
But Tupper knows that there's more to Shasta than that. We'd be silly to think that we're the only ones here in this vast universe, she says, pointing out that the volcano is also home to the these words. I'm not going to I don't know. The Modoc word for Bigfoot, which are known as the keepers of the woods. Bigfoot have been in existence as long as our people have, says Tupper. I haven't seen them myself, but maybe I wasn't chosen to see them. I have different gifts. So we've got Bigfoot
Oh.
too now entering
I
the
didn't
chat.
know that.
See, I told you, Bigfoot's like a Pacific Northwest thing. He's all over. Northern California, Oregon, Washington, all those states claim.
Oh, I didn't know, but I didn't know that he was seen by the Native Americans. I thought he was like, you know, 1970s,
Oh
sighting.
yeah, right? Yeah.
So I
That
didn't
makes
know
him
that.
seem more real, doesn't it?
Yeah, now I'm wondering because if they saw it, that's generations of, you know, that's where is he then? Like, where is he hiding? Is he in the mountain? Is he in the mountain going through like all the volcanoes or something like that?
Maybe he's kind of like got like a camouflage to him. You know what I mean? Like a gecko. Is that the one? No, chameleon. Like a chameleon. Like maybe he has like forest camouflage. Oh,
Maybe.
we're killing Gil with our pronunciation. We're gonna kill these girls. Break it down phonetically. My brain, it's hard when I'm reading and I'm just trying to get through. Ugh. So
Oh,
yeah, Sasquatch.
just
Sas-
1 second.
she's got a kid. Let's see. Crater Lake. Let's see. Crater Lake. Crater Lake has Sasquatch too. Crater Lake. I'm trying to see if I have any other ones that were about Mount Shasta. I think the rest of mine are Crater Lake. Crater Lake is a place that people come from all over the world to see.
Oh
No,
yeah, I've been to Crater Lake. It's
just happened.
gorgeous.
Oh, that's what I was pulling up. I had pulled up all the different places at Mount Shasta that they say have spiritual connections, but I messed up my tab on this one, which is annoying. So they have different sites on Mount Shasta that you can go to that are supposed to have different um energies about them.
Mm-hmm.
And I had pulled them all up and now it doesn't seem like I'm like, where's what I was reading before? So there's Ascension Rock, Um, this says one of the most sacred places on Mount Shasta. Many people believe. Where'd it go? Are you serious? Here it is. Okay. Many people believe that the fifth dimensional council of Telos lies beneath it. Many people like to sit here and meditate, and other people like to climb the rock. That's not what I was. They were saying that there are certain areas that are more, people go there more for like physical healing and like spiritual healing. And then there's other parts of the mountain where they go to for more like communicating and like meditating.
Ooh, I like the meditating part.
Yeah, I wish I could. Was
That'd
it?
be a really cool place to like meditate.
There's like Panther Meadows, I think. Panther Meadow, Ascension Rock, and somewhere else. I don't know. I can't remember now. I failed. I had it pulled up and already, and I don't know what happened to it.
So back to Mount Shasta, there is sightings of like orbs and like lights. So I guess a woman named Rudy emailed a report that she'd seen a bright disc hovering above Mount Shasta. She attached a photo from a ski resort snow cam that showed a luminous speck. So aliens, maybe?
Maybe.
Or a UFO? Um, let's see. There's accounts of mysterious lights and stargates.
Oh, Stargates.
Um, Secondhand accounts flowed in about the forest ranger who casually spoke of spotting a Bigfoot east of McLeod and the deer hunting couple from Weed who came across a bright chrome vessel on a dark mountain road.
Hmm. It was on the road?
Yeah,
That seems strange for a UFO.
maybe they had all wheel drive or something.
In the UFO?
Going off-roading.
That's funny.
Uh,
Maybe it had landed.
maybe.
Interesting.
Let me see. What else is there?
I have. Oh, that's your story. You've got that Reddit story.
Oh yes, the three ghosts, aliens. Want me to read it?
Is it long? No, it's
Um,
not long.
it doesn't look too long.
Hopefully, it doesn't have as much fluff as the last one.
That yeah, that guy was very highly intelligent and above my pay grade.
Yeah, he was. Let's see. Let's check really quick. Gulf is telling us some stuff.
Let's see what she says. Gelf is a warrior tonight, man.
She's on it. Volcanoes can move, but blowing up the new mounds form. But blowing up, then new mounds form and new weak points in the earth. It's not mysterious. It's just geophysical landscaping.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
She's got theories about Sasquatch.
Several.
As for Sasquatch, there's several theories on them. One, they're descendants of a giant. Oh my god, I'm gonna butcher that name. Giant T pit something or something.
Gigantopithecus.
I can't. Gigantic.
She would
Oh,
put one of those words in there to test us.
she would. Can you dumb it down for me, please? My brain just can't. Can I have a third grade level word? Like that's a lot easier for me. Um, or something similar as far not being seen than live in something akin to what is a metaverse stacked up.
A multiverse.
Oh, like an alternative universe?
We were kind of talking about that yesterday. Like, did we think that he was like interdimensional in a way, or like,
Mm-hmm.
in another
Another
timeline, kind of
yeah,
jumping back and forth or something?
that would it kind of would make sense. I mean, maybe that's why we don't see him as much because he just pops in and out. And maybe that's why we don't have bones
And there's never any like, that's true, huh? I never thought about that.
because there's no
Tinkering or
bones.
anything. Yeah, Morgan is well versed in the Sasquatch, Bigfoot lore for sure.
Yeah. She also says against puts are only seen through thin borders between the worlds. Some are able to travel between the skin of the worlds, thus the certain sightings. Other maybe aliens, or it's a part of our. What else did she write? This is interesting. Uh, history where the other line of humans died out and they're the evolved forms that learn to live in the forest and use that to live within hidden darkness of leaves and trees and travel that way.
Oh, yeah, kind of camouflagey.
Yeah. And then Khaleesi says, don't the UFOs shoot out the mountainside? I would think so.
Oh, I'm sorry. Gelth is. Oh, I'm sorry, Gelth.
Khaleesi out of old lava tunnels leading to the interior of where the magma once hollowed out a huge cavernous interior. So, like, everybody's going through like the caverns. Gelf has a UFO story. Do you want to share that? I would love to hear it.
Yeah, you should tell that story because,
Oh,
Emmy
Gelf
doesn't
is a
believe in
dude. I'm
UFOs.
sorry.
She doesn't believe in aliens.
He says, I'll save it for if I want to join the girls on a live.
The story, I think,
Yeah,
Mr. Gelth.
Mr. Gelf. Yeah, you can slap us.
Apologies. Apologies. Um, so did you want to read this last story or should we move on to Crater Lake?
Oh, let's go on to creative. I'm like in the chat. Yeah, let's read about Crater Lake.
Did
Sorry,
you bring
Mr.
up
Gelf.
anything? Yeah.
Sorry, Mr. Gelf. You can make me dinner. I'll take dinner because I can't
um,
cook for my life.
did you bring up anything about Crater Lake? Because you didn't.
Um, I did not, but I can
Okay.
find something real quick on Crater Lake.
I have like 5 pages up.
Do you? Oh, I didn't know it was that haunted.
Yes. I mean, people have thoughts. A lot of these are stories, which I like, written by people. So this first one is my grandparents saw a Sasquatch near Crater Lake, Oregon in 2010. changed my grandpa's life.
Ooh,
This was posted 9 months ago.
nice.
Um,
Oh,
and the name, there's no name of the person, so I can't give them credit on air. Um, Posting this on behalf of my grandparents. They're both in their 70s now and live in Southern Oregon. It's weird when we're talking about things that are so close to home. I'm all, oh, I wonder who
like
they are.
that's pretty close. How? What's the radius for like paranormal activity?
I mean, I'm definitely a drive away from Crater Lake and Shasta both. I would say, oh, I shouldn't say that. I'm a drive away from both of them. That's I guess where I should leave it. I'm so honest and open. I don't think about not sharing personal details and like too close of my location and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, because
I just don't think about that kind of thing. I have
there's
to.
some interesting people. We are now YouTube famous.
I know. I got to be careful. I mean, people might
And
hunt me
Gelf has
down to
made,
take me out for my views on certain court case they don't agree with. Okay,
yeah.
back to the story. I've heard this story a few times growing up, but it wasn't until recently, when I brought it up again, that I realized how deeply it impacted them. My grandpa has since spent the last 15 years researching everything he can about Bigfoot. My grandma, on the other hand, won't talk about it at all anymore. The sighting happened in August of 2010 near Crater Lake National Park. They were camping a few miles outside the park boundary, not at a developed campground, just off one of the forest roads near the Rim Drive area. My grandpa said they'd parked and walked down towards a little ravine where they heard water flowing. That's when it happened. They were coming back up a slight incline when my grandma stopped dead in her tracks and grabbed my grandpa by the arm. About 50 yards up the slope, standing near a ridge above them, was what they both described as a large, upright figure, dark brown or black in color, at least 8 feet tall, standing completely still and watching them.
Oh,
It wasn't a bear. That's what my grandpa keeps repeating. It wasn't a bear. He grew up hunting and said everything about its shape, posture, and stillness was wrong for any known animal. He also mentioned the arms were too long, the shoulders too broad, and the way it tilted its head slightly while observing them was too human, but not. My grandma panicked. She apparently started crying and wouldn't look at it, just begged him to go back to the car. My grandpa says he felt frozen in place for a minute, like his brain was trying to process something it couldn't explain. Then it turned, not quickly, but smoothly, and walked behind the ridge and was gone. No sound, no crashing, just gone. Later, when he started researching more, he found that this area is uncomfortably close to one of the known missing 411 locations, which has only made him more obsessed with what he saw. I don't know what that means. He's filled entire binders with maps, sightings, weather reports, even local legends. He swears there's more going on in the Southern Cascades than most people realize. My grandma won't even look at the binders. They never reported the sighting officially. My grandpa's told a few friends, but mostly he just writes and reads and watches for patterns. He's not someone who's prone to fantasy. He's a very grounded, practical guy. But whatever he saw out there changed something in him. He still goes back out there a couple times a year, same area, still searching. And then he says, if anyone's had an experience near Crater Lake or the surrounding forest, I'd love to hear it. My grandpa would be thrilled to know he's not the only one who's seen something out there.
Yeah, I'm not going camping in Crater Lake anymore. Like, just add that to my list. So I found a few things about Crater Lake. Um,
Hang on a second. 411 is missing people that have gone missing in national parks all over the world. But David,
Police has
wait,
done.
Politis has done a lot of cherry picking with the cases. Don't get me wrong, more attention is needed on it. I have some friends who did a podcast called Unexplained Oregon,
Uh-huh.
and they they basically did a lot of like missing people cases that were never solved
Uh-huh.
that they talked about and like told the stories, and it was pretty crazy. Lots of it happening in like the, you know, nature, woods, places, out
Yeah.
hiking, find, just the mountains. I mean, that's what we have here. We are mountains and forests, as you know. But for those who don't know, the Pacific Northwest is just mountains and forests, and on the west side of it, and then you have the east side of these like massive states like Oregon and stuff that are kind of deserty.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. So there's a couple of things with Crater Lake. UFO sightings, plane disappearances. It looks like there's a haunted lodge, and then phantom fires. So
Mm.
I'm gonna read through a couple. This is from a website called themedium.com. And it says Crater Lake, the real X file you've never heard about. So I'll start off with the legend of Crater Lake. One of the most intriguing aspects of Crater Lake is its creation story, as told by the Klamath Indians who lived in the region for at least 8,000 years. According to their legend, the lake was formed as a result of an epic battle between Lao, the god of the underworld, and Skull, the god of the sky. The battle was sparked by Lao's infatuation with a beautiful Native American girl who rejected his advances. In a fit of rage, Lao unleashed his fury upon the girl's tribe, prompting them to seek help from Skill. Skill dismembered Lao's body, dropping it in Crater Lake, and his head created Wizard Island. That's a graphic story.
That's
Um,
the same story that I was
mhm.
reading in the he just didn't tell the story, but it's the same story that I was reading about from Mount Shasta. It was one was in Crater Lake and the other
Other
one,
one was,
Skull, was at Mount Shasta.
oh,
Is
I
what the
wonder if there's like oh, I'm sure they're attached by that lava circle of or ring of fire.
right. It is. That's what it's called, the Ring of Fire.
Yeah. I wonder if there was if that's like based on an actual like thing that happened. So the UFO sightings. In recent years, Crater Lake has been the site of numerous UFO sightings. One of the most compelling cases occurred in 2017 when a UFO was spotted hovering over the lake, prompting the Air National Guard to scramble fighter jets to intercept it. Witnesses describe the object as being shaped like a missile or a cylindrical craft. As the jets approached, the UFO suddenly vanished without a trace, leaving both pilots and onlookers baffled. The incident garnered significant media attention, and the FAA even released audio recordings of the conversations between the pilots and ground control, adding to the intrigue surrounding the event. I didn't know about that. Here's another one. In 1997, a group of three disc shaped objects was spotted flying over the crater at night, accompanied by a mysterious sonic boom. Visitors to the park have also reported seeing formations of UFOs ranging from groups of three to as many as eight crafts flying together. Some witnesses have even claimed to have seen UFOs emerging from or disappearing into the depths of the lake itself, leading to speculation about the presence of an underwater alien base.
Well, it is one of the, it's like the third deepest lake in the world, I think. And I don't know that they've been to the bottom of it.
Yeah, I
Yeah, the
wonder if it's,
Lowell Skelf story is coming up often in what I'm finding.
yeah. Well, there might be some, maybe there's some truth to it. So much like Khaleesi says.
Well, this says, yeah, this page talks about a couple creepy things. Let's see. You've heard about the old man in the lake.
Yeah,
So you have stories about that. So for those of you who don't know, there's this log that floats in Crater Lake, but it's floating perpendicular in the water, straight up and down. And it's been floating that way for years and years and years and years and years and years. And this talks about that a little bit as well. Um, let me just. So it talks about the legend of the battle and how, you know, about the throwing of him and his head into the lake. And this says, hideous monsters gobbled up everything but Lao's head, but the lake still holds Lao's spirit. When stirred, he may brew up storm clouds. When angered, he may appear in the form of a giant crayfish that climbs up out of the lake, snatches people off the rim, and drags them down into the water. One day, a group of friends were touring the lake in a rowboat. When Mrs. Hattie Hatcher looked over the side and saw something really big swimming underneath the boat, quote, "That thing must have been a block long," Miss Hatcher told a reporter for the Fort Myers News Star in May of 2002. "To me, it looked like a dragon." And this is the National Parks Traveler .org site,
ooh.
just for record. Frightened by what they had seen, Mrs. Hatcher and her friends rowed to shore and climbed to the top of the rim. They warned people about the monster living in the chilly depths of Crater Lake, but no one believed them. And you know what's even creepier is that one of my very good friends, she just went swimming in Crater Lake last summer.
Oh.
Twice she did. And I was like, I just don't know if I could. I just don't know that I could do it. I don't know. Something about, I don't know. I don't think I could do it. She said it was amazing, but
Oh, I'm sure it was beautiful, but I don't know.
they also talk here about the ghosts at Goblin Park. From the Indian legends of long ago to the modern tales today, there's an undeniable fairy tale atmosphere at Crater Lake. For example, in 1853, the first white guy to see the lake, a miner named John Hillman, was greeted by something extraordinary just before he reached the crater's rim, a snow white deer with pink eyes.
Oh, wow.
Ranger Kerwin says Crater Lake Rangers often see campfires burning on Wizard Island. But when they boat out there, the Rangers find no sign of campers, no whiff of smoke, and no scorch marks on the ground. One evening, Ranger Kerwin was patrolling the roads below the rim when she spotted 10 people standing around a roaring fire, camping illegally in the forest far from the designated campground. The ranger parked her car and entered the woods to contact the illegal campers. But when she reached the site, she could find no people and no campfire. Somewhat distressed by the campers' furtive behavior, the ranger got behind a tree and called for backup. The two rangers searched all over, but they still couldn't find any sign of the roaring campfire or 10 campers Ranger Kerwin had seen just moments before.
Oh my God, it sucks because she had to do that.
She had to look.
She
She
had to
couldn't go home. When Ranger Kerwin and her partner told the other rangers about their unnerving experience, they learned that the place where Ranger Kerwin had seen the phantom campers was the site of an old Park Service campground. Cold Spring, they called it. And before Crater Lake was a national park, the Klamath Indians used it as a temporary hunting and berry picking camp. But all the freakish tales from this outlandish park, the story of the old man touches me the most. The old man is a mountain hemlock. He's 35 feet tall, stands vertically in the water, and has been floating in the lake since at least 1896, traveling as far as 4 miles in a single day. If you're lucky and have good eyes, you might be able to pick out the old man from the Cleetwood Cove Trail or from one of the overlooks nearby. We don't like to mess with the old man, Ranger Dave Grimes says when park visitors ask him why rangers no longer jump off the tour boats onto the old man's stump to pose for pictures. In 1988, a party of submarine explorers feared the errant log might damage their ship. They harnessed the old man and hauled him towards the shore. As soon as the tree was tethered, the weather turned ugly. The wind blew. White caps formed on the surface. A current stirred. So the scientists released the old man, and within minutes, the weather went from angry to benign.
No way.
Rangers say the old man has taken a beating over the years. There used to be 4 feet of him sticking out of the water, and now only 3. The cold waters are protecting the log from decay, but a tattered old tree can't go on floating around the lake forever, can it? And this scares me a little. What is going to happen to us when the old man finally sinks?
Oh, that's ominous. Oh my God. That's
That's
wow.
since 18.
97. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That there's no ex that
Well, and the thing about Crater Lake too is it's very still.
yeah.
So when they say that, a current appeared and whitecaps formed on the surface of the lake, that's not normal.
Yeah. Oh my God. So you think it's protected or you think it's cursed? That's
I don't know. Let's see what Skelth's saying.
he knows all. Like, where did you get your knowledge?
They're already here and have been for longer than mankind's been around. That doesn't surprise me one bit. Emmy, give me mod status. I'll drop the link. With the head of the log being white, it's actually called a dead head.
There's a lake in Canada that has logs in it from several centuries ago that haven't rotted away. So it's like petrified at this point, right?
Yeah. There's a lake that has also like a whole forest under it.
Oh, are you talking about?
I can't remember which one it is.
I've heard about that.
I think it's somewhere in Oregon. I think I came across it when I was looking at like, places to see in Oregon.
I need to take a trip to Oregon, see all the creepy stuff.
I got a couple Facebook posts.
Oh, okay. Let's hear it.
Um, this one is under the page Folklore, Customs, Legends, and Mythology. And this was written by Dwight Grosso on June 12th, 2024. And he said, I got to thinking about sacred places or places of ancient power, and my thoughts turned to Crater Lake in Oregon. For those of you who don't know, Crater Lake is a massive lake that formed after a volcanic eruption blew off the top of the mountain. Mount Mazama, as it is properly called, is a beautiful place and unique in many special ways. However, to the local tribes in the region, Crater Lake is taboo. None will live near it or on it. According to the legend, the two powerful spirit gods fought here in the lake as a result of the battle. Two very high parts of the caldera are also strange. One is always brighter and lighter than the rest of the caldera, while the other is darker. I worked one summer at the lodge at Crater Lake, and I have to say, watching lightning storms are particularly interesting at night. It looks like the gods or demons are fighting the way it flashes. Also, while the lake does have an official depth, its thermal vents, in effect, make it bottomless.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Maybe the UFOs go down to the water and then they go through the vent.
Into the center of the earth.
And then they just travel through the vents and then they go out other mountains or volcanoes.
The other one here is from Fairy Witch Cottage Core Vibes from an anonymous person.
I like the
December,
name.
Fairy Witch Cottage Core Vibes. December 29th, 2023. Talking about intuition, have you ever felt a sense of immense evil or dread at a certain location? I often think about when I was 15 and went to Crater Lake for the first time. I had this feeling of dread as if death itself was looming. I was being watched. We drove up to the viewpoints and stopped to the lookouts. The entire time I kept thinking, I need to get out of here. This was something I hadn't experienced before, as I typically love nature and hiking and sightseeing, but I felt this sense of evil that overwhelmed me.
Oh no.
On the way back down the mountain, a lightning storm began, striking all around us. It felt like a nightmare. I vowed to never go back. When I was 18, we flew from Eugene, Oregon to LAX. It was a peaceful flight overall, but suddenly I felt my stomach drop. I looked out the window and we were directly above Crater Lake. I was thinking about Crater Lake just last night because I was thinking of posting this and I couldn't sleep. I decided to scroll TikTok and a video about the old man of the lake, the bobbing tree in Crater Lake appears. Has anyone ever experienced something like that before? That is interesting that she would be scrolling TikTok and that weird coincidence, if you want to call it such, when you think about something and then the next thing you know, you see things about it.
Very serendipitous.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that much about Crater Lake. I want to see those fires. Oh, that's cool. But I don't think I'd want to be a park ranger there just because I'd have to like investigate it. Like they must have so many stories.
Right.
I mean, they have to. I mean,
Look up and
yeah.
I want to know if they, Gil says, I want to know if they look at the vents, they will find life like they did in the ones, I think, off California or Mexico. There, white crab things covered in hair.
Oh, yeah. The special. Didn't they find that in Yosemite? No, they found bacteria in Yosemite, I think. Or, yeah. No, I bet you there's creatures in those vents that we don't even know about. Probably because we can't exactly inspect them or whatever.
It
But
says it's the deepest lake in the US and the third deepest in the world.
yeah, there's just, I wonder what's down there. But like, if we go exploring down there, are we going to get cursed with like bad weather or like something worse?
Yeah, I just keep thinking about my friend swimming in it. I'm
Oh
just
my
like, I
gosh.
can't wait to talk to her again and be all, I'm scared that you did that.
Yeah,
Are you
did you
sure
bring
it's
something home with you?
okay?
Yeah, that's just incredible. Yeah, I don't think I'd be able to swim in it. I would probably stick around for the lights as long as I didn't have to like go look for something. Um, but can you imagine that? Hey, can you come with me? There's lights and fires over here. Like you would
Mm.
need a buddy like every time, you know?
Yeah, once I went to look for one fire and didn't find it, that would probably be the end of my job. I'd be like, so no, thank you. I won't be
Ooh, it'll be
doing
my
that
last
anymore.
day. Oh my goodness. Well, what do you want to talk about tomorrow?
Next subject.
Next subject.
I do not know. What is it?
Or what does Gelf
There's
want to talk
some,
about? He's like the expert,
I
our
know, I'm like
expert
looking to
paranormal
see.
person.
There are several spots in the world you do not take items home from. I believe Crater Lake is one. I know not how to say that word is also one. Uluru. Yeah, we're gonna have to have Gilthon to tell us some stories.
Yeah. And I'm definitely not taking any objects from like anywhere. Not from Crater Lake, not from Mount Shasta. Mount Shasta's freaking me out now. Maybe they are. Maybe they're just like maybe there is an underground city.
It doesn't have to be scary.
No, it just
People
has
make
to
it
be out of
scary
the
because
ordinary.
they don't know what to think about it, so that makes it scary.
That
I
is
mean,
very
it's like you
true.
can tell the difference between sinister. Most of the time, you can kind of tell the difference between sinister and not. I don't know. I'll go camp down there this summer and I'll do an experiment.
What are you gonna do?
I don't know. That when I said that, it made me feel scared inside, so I probably won't do that. I'm all, ooh, immediately I knew that was a bad idea.
Be careful what you wish for.
Right. But, I do feel like that mountain has a lot of power, and I did want to go down there and camp. And I do have some friends that live down there in Shasta City. And, get some mountain energy.
Oh yeah. That's crazy. I totally didn't know it was part of like the new age movement either. I mean, it makes sense. But
It's like a chakra of the earth or something. I've been trying to look it up, but I can't remember. I was thinking it was one of the natural wonders, and it's not that. Maybe it's one of the chakras of the earth chakras.
oh, I've never even heard of earth chakras.
Yeah, the earth has chakras and there's energy centers. Um, yeah, Mount Shasta. So this is the AI overview. I hate reading those, but let's see. Sahara Rose Site, Chakras and Grids. The root chakra, Mount Shasta, is the root chakra. Of all the places on Earth, Mount Shasta is considered to be the base of Mother Earth's energy system and regarded as a
Oh.
holy mountain by Native Americans. It is one of the most electrically charged mountains, which in turn makes the entire area abuzz with energy. A root chakra's duty is to connect your energy with the earth, also known as grounding, which is what Mount Shasta helps do for us. When your root chakra is balanced, you feel connected to the human experience. And then the other
Mm.
ones are, I guess we could check out some of the other ones on this list. The second one is the sacral chakra, which is Lake Titicaca, which is such
Seriously?
a funny name. Um,
Where
which
is that?
it is situated between Peru and Bolivia.
Okay.
It says the second chakra is the sacral chakra, which focuses on the creative energy that helps you enjoy your life. When
Ooh.
balanced, you begin to relish in life's pleasures without overdoing it. The
I like
center of the sacred chakra is where you can find the Titicaca stone. Situated in between Peru and Bolivia, Lake Titicaca is where the god Viracocha came out to make the sun, stars, and first beings. The surrounding areas, which include Machu Picchu, are also believed to be buzzing with high energy. The area was conquered by the Incas, who deemed this a sacred place. There are two ley lines, including the male dragon ley line that runs from Mount Shasta to Lake Titicaca, which is what I was talking about earlier.
oh.
Yeah. So then there's one in Australia, the solar plexus chakra, Uluru, and oh gosh, they should have pronunciation things for these.
They should.
The heart chakra is in Glastonbury and Shaftesbury, England. Stonehenge,
Ooh.
as well as the surrounding areas. The throat chakra are the Great Pyramids of Giza, Egypt, Mount Sinai, and the Mount of Olives in Jerusalem. The third eye chakra is the Aeon Activation Center. I don't I don't know where that is, but there's these cool like crop circles and geometric designs in the landscape. Like that's crazy. I wish you could see this picture. Um, the crown chakra is Kailash in Tibet. in the Himalayan mountains,
Oh, I wasn't expecting that.
right? So, I mean, of seven, one of them is right here, and it's the root chakra.
Got it. So that would make sense. It's like it's in, what is it? The middle of the ring of fire.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's all connected. So maybe the ring of fire as a whole is haunted. Shared haunting energy.
We could totally look into that, or we could also look into see if these other chakras have any similar, like
Yeah,
similarities
which one
in
do you want to
things.
do?
I don't know.
Does Mr. Gelf have anything to, what does he say? What does he think?
You,
Raph says the ring of fire.
you want funny names? I lived in a place, Watanabe. Machu Picchu. Sheesh. Sorry. Not Machu. Machu not. Matcha. Machu Picchu. Um,
Matcha, that's why I chose it. I love the ring of fire. So yeah, what do you want to do?
I don't know. You decide.
I don't know.
Maybe we'll have to think on it a little bit.
Yeah, we have to.
Maybe we just do a general search on some good paranormal sites and something will pop out that is
Yeah,
interesting,
we can always leave it to like audience choice tomorrow. What do you want to hear?
right? Or we could have a guest and let them talk.
Yeah, who do you want? Is Raph still up? Or Gelf?
Yeah,
Since well, he said he needs a couple days, but he already sounds like he knows more than we do.
I know. I'm gonna have to.
uh,
I'll start reading things beforehand and look up these names so I can figure out how to say them before I butcher them all over the internet.
yeah, I need to too. I'm gonna get like bad name karma and it
I
won't be
kind
good.
of like reading the articles live though, because then you get my like live reaction to it.
Yeah, same. What is this? You should do animal. What? You should do Amazon reviews of Haribo gummies. What is that?
I like Haribo gummies.
What is that?
It's a brand of gummy bears or gummy candies
Oh, are they? Is it like the Japanese kind
that I don't know.
or the Asian kind that come in like a gold bag or something?
They are, I believe, in a gold bag.
Oh, okay. Those are pretty good.
World geology and things that go bump in the night are my hobby. Well, that's perfect.
Ooh, we need your brain.
I'm way better at the bump in the night part than the geology part, though. I already confessed that she was going to have to do the smart stuff with Wrath because I'm not schooled like in things like that.
So, well, I think we're all getting a schooling tonight from Mr. Goff. I mean, he just like, yeah, he's like our resident expert. So then, Mr. Gouth, would you go camping in Appalachia or would you go camping at Crater Lake? Which one would you choose?
I know what I'd choose.
I think I'd rather go camping at Crater Lake.
I was going to choose Crater Lake too. I don't want to be anywhere near those Appalachian Mountains.
Yeah, I figured if I got scared in the Appalachian Mountains, I would just be screwed because I'd probably run the wrong way. I'd probably go deeper into it and I'd meet every single entity in that forest, like one after the other.
Well, I mean, yeah, because if you run kind of northeast to southwest, you're just going to stay in the in the mountains. You either have to go, depending on where you are, you would either have to go over them or be certain that you were going away from them. So if you were in, let's say, Virginia, you would have to go towards the coast, and if you were on in West Virginia, you would have to go towards the inner part of the country, and you'd have to go west. So it would have to be light outside, or else you might go the wrong way and be in big trouble.
Oh my god. Yeah. There's
Unless
just
you know the way the stars are, and you're watching, like I guess technically if you lay looking at the stars long enough for enough hours, you can figure out which direction is which by where the constellations go. But that takes some time.
I don't have that much time in the middle
Some
of the
you don't have
forest.
when you're running from ghosts in the mountains.
No, I have a terrible sense of direction, and even with the GPS, I would still get lost. There's just no way. In the middle of the yeah.
I have
I'd
a
be
pretty
like
good sense of direction.
mm.
I'm also really good at telling what time of day it is by where the sun is at.
Ew, that's a skill.
I do it how I've always done it was depending on the time of year. I take in when the sun comes up to about when it goes down, and then I just divide the sky into pie pieces, even
Oh.
pie pieces. And I just kind of go chick, 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 chick. And I'm like, I think it's about, and it works pretty good.
Sounds like it. I want that skill.
Well, I mean, you just have to look up and divide the sky into pieces. It's not really that hard. You just have to like do it.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I'd find a way to mess that
You
up.
can test it out. Test it out one day. Be like, so sunset is at 7, and sunrise is at 7, and then you just got to make 12 even pieces, and you know,
Oh, that makes sense.
kind of guesstimate it.
Gel, Mr. Gell says, my sense of direction is really good due to the years of helping my uncle navigate for delivery of tiles.
I was waiting for it to say years of helping my uncle navigate a boat or something, or not delivering tiles. That really wasn't where I was expecting that to go. I'm really good at reading a map. I learned when I lived in Portland, I realized I could really good at reading a map if I have to.
Oh, that's a skill. Reading a map is a dying skill.
Yeah, I was just actually thinking as you were saying that, do people read maps? Do the kids these days even know what a map is? Like as in the kind that you get and they like fold all out into this big giant piece of paper in the car you're trying to read.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think if I gave my oldest son a map, he wouldn't know what to do with it. Like, technology took away the skill of maps.
It took away the skill of a lot of things.
Yeah, I did.
Like I can't tell you the last time I used my brain to add things. I you know what I mean? Like, oh, get a calculator. I mean, if I want to, I can do it, but I don't.
Yeah, I think the last time I had to do some real world calculations, like the cash register at the McDonald's was broken, and so no one knew how to do math, and I was like, Well, let me tell you. But my mom never let me use a calculator growing up either. So,
I didn't use one when I was younger, but I think probably scientific calculators were like invented during my lifetime. We went from the regular old ones to those fancy ones that did all this stuff.
yeah. And now we have our phones. It's just like what our parents said. Well, you're not going to have a calculator in your back pocket.
Lies. All lies. We do have calculators. You don't even have to pull the calculator out. You can literally just ask your phone to calculate it.
Right.
I mean,
The easy way out, I think. Technology's made it so much easier for us.
you know what? One of my first favorite things about like being able, I don't know if it was Google back then. Was Google the first search engine? I don't know. But AOL, I don't know. Whatever it was that we very first searched on when the internet first became a thing. My
Mm-hmm.
favorite thing was being able to settle an argument with somebody about something and being all, I'm going to look it up. Just go to the computer. I was right.
Yeah,
And
that's the
then
nice thing is Google. I
back in the
mean,
day, if you didn't know something, you didn't know it. That's it.
true.
You didn't know it unless you went to the library or you knew somebody who knew something.
Mm-hmm.
Now
I think
everybody knows everything about everything all the time. And if they don't, they can find out right now.
Gal says Yahoo, AOL, Ask Jeeves.
Yeah. I remember the very first AOL chat rooms. I would go over to my friend's house and we'd go in the chat room and it was like really crazy. We're like, oh my gosh, we're talking to strangers.
Yeah, I remember those days too. I
Now all
think
those strangers are my friends.
right. I think
AIM, yep.
what is it? Oh, my sister, her ex found love on the internet. And yeah, like relocated his whole entire life. Found love on the internet.
I
Or
hear
encyclopedia.
Britney's. The Britannicas.
I miss those.
Encyclopedia Britannica. And you had to watch like National Geographic Channel to like learn things.
I miss that too.
There wasn't very many learning shows or like things like that. Now there's, no end to you could learn anything about anything that you could possibly think of.
Yeah, that's kind of nice, actually. Sometimes, though, I wish I could just go to the library. But, libraries don't have everything anymore either. They're more online now.
Yeah, Nat Geo was cool. Do you remember the Wild Kingdom, like the Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom? Did any of you guys ever watch that with that old guy? Can't remember.
Oh, was it on PBS or KQED or something?
I didn't have a KQED.
Oh,
It was yeah.
like public broadcasting. Jack Hanna.
Jack Hanna was a
I
little
remember him.
bit I feel like I was older when Jack Hanna came about.
Or oh, who was the Steve Irwin?
Yeah, the Crocodile Hunter.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was cool.
he was cool.
Oh, we got somebody else here.
Who's here? You scared me. I thought it was like, is there a ghost?
Not like in my house. I
This is,
don't know how to say
I don't know how to say it. Uh, Gayatry?
that. This is like the worst
Geatry?
channel to come on with a name that we've been getting in trouble all night for not being able to say these hard names.
Yeah, I'm gonna
But
like
hi,
have haunted dreams of like spelling bees and having to say
happy to
stuff.
have you.
It
I
is
don't have that problem.
Gayatri? 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 It sounds pretty. I just don't know how to say it correctly.
If I wasn't on a live stream on YouTube, I would try it, but I've already tried a lot of them tonight and failed miserably.
Yes, you're right.
It is Gaia plus three.
Gayatri. That's pretty.
Oh, that is pretty.
Kels, I'm gonna change my name.
We're doing our best here, okay? We didn't know we were going to be really having to read these really hard words tonight. Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't ready for this college level you know.
Not trio with three. Gaia three.
Oh,
Gaia
gals, it
three.
is Emmy HOC1 at gmail.com. The email for your paranormal stuff. Oh my
Absolutely love
god, so
that.
pretty.
I'm someone who always sings.
Ooh, I used to sing.
I love that. Do you sing?
I used to. I used to be like doing auditions and stuff. Like I used to want to be the like a Britney Spears, but
Okay.
like, you know, Britney Spears meets Whitney Houston is how I used to say it.
Whitney
But yeah,
Houston was
no.
my first idol. Bocce calls me Gaia, so I'm fine with either. Okay. I like Gaia.
Mm. Yeah, my mom was like my momager and she had a percentage. So when I was looking over the Blake Lively case, I was like, oh, agencies only charge you 10%. My mom was going to charge me 20%. But yeah, no, I got scouted in Seattle for like a modeling contract, but my mom wouldn't sign the contract because she couldn't manage me. So she didn't like that. So I never got it. And then I never pursued entertainment after that. But yeah, I used to sing. That was like my main thing. And then I got scouted in Seattle for a modeling contract. And it was quite the experience to go audition for that. They made me like spin around and really like gawked at me. And, it was interesting. But yeah.
I was always mad at my mom for not pushing me more when I was younger to do things. I was like, why didn't you put me on Star Search? I could have won that kids category for singing easy when I was little."
Yeah, no, my mom sent videotapes to Star Search, everything. Um,
That's funny. My mom did not do that.
yeah, she was like she would search the newspapers for auditions. She would send she bought like a camcorder and she would send like videotapes to like radio stations and like record labels and stuff of like me dancing around the living room with like a brush in my hand, like doing karaoke. Um Yeah, I did an audition for a theme park once, but I was too young. Um, and I choked on that audition. Like I stopped mid verse on the second verse. Like I nailed the first verse nailed the chorus, went into the second verse, and completely went mute. Like right when looked at my mom. And I was like so devastated. Oh my God. It was like the worst moment of my life. I was like so upset. My mom had like worked extra to get me like extra voice lessons and mute sheets of music. And I practiced for like hours. Like, and it was like all that hard work in that 1 second just went out the window because like absolutely no sound came out. Like that's how I think that's how terrified I was in the moment. Like, yeah.
Yeah, stage fright is a thing. Sometimes it goes right out of your brain. Unpronounceable name, haha. Now you're stuck with that for how long until it'll let you change it back? Everybody's gonna be all, who is this unpronounceable name? Haha.
I was
Well,
always mad when I was pushed as a kid. It was usually, oh, Virgos. Certain explains a few. 14 days.
you're stuck with unpronounceable name.
That was that. Mm. What are you
Nobody's
going to
gonna.
change it to after 14 days,
We're
though?
gonna be the only people who know who you are when you come into the chats.
Oh my goodness.
Don't trust an don't trust an Aussie to do a song like our works include lines like no. I would read that if we were on my channel. Do the song I am we're going to see your face.
Well, it's after dark. We can cuss on this channel, right?
I have done very well not cussing during these lives with you. I've done how many now? Two?
Two.
And I barely cussed.
Well, that's
'Cause
enough.
normally I have lots of cuss words, but I've been keeping myself in check.
You could always do substitute cuss words.
My brain just, I mean,
Mother fluffer.
I could. I wish I was pushed as a kid too, but with my ADHD and my mom couldn't afford it.
Do you know my mom went church hopping so that I could sing in the choir? And she would get really offended if a church wouldn't let me sing in choir. Like she would march out of church and be like, "How dare they? They don't let you sing in the choir." Like we went through like 4 or 5 churches in like a month because my mom wanted like me to get practice.
Yeah, I grew up singing in church. Um, I did my first solo in church at 6 or 7, I think.
Nice. Nice.
Of course, I was in school choirs and stuff, and then did a couple musicals, and then I was in like the youth group band or when I was in high school, and then I stopped going to church, and then I only sang at karaoke, and then I started singing at open mic nights with a friend of mine, and eventually I picked the guitar up. I learned it in 4th grade a little bit, and picked it back up. But I'm not much of a guitarist. I just like to sing, so sometimes you got to play your own music if you want to sing, you know.
That's true.
It's-
You're lucky that you got to learn the guitar. My dad tried to teach me the guitar, but he would always get so frustrated because I have really small hands and like I have really small short fingers. So even on the piano, I can't do the full octave spread. You know what I mean? So with the guitar, yeah, my dad would get so frustrated with me. And then I just quit because I didn't want to do it anymore because he was like so frustrated with me. But yeah,
Yeah, I have that same problem. I have really tiny hands and I can't there's many chords that I just can't make because I can't my fingers don't stretch across the frets far enough.
yeah,
And so recently I picked up the ukulele, the baritone ukulele, which is similar
mm-hmm,
to a guitar in the way that the strings are tuned. And so I started playing that and it's so much tinier. And because, I'm like 5'3", so I'm very
yeah,
short and like you, I have little tiny hands and really short fingers. And this little tiny ukulele is so much easier to play that it kind of brought me back to life a little bit because I wasn't struggling as much with just the mechanics of playing because of the guitar being just kind of too big for me.
yeah,
I would prefer not to play at all though and just strictly sing. It's harder to sing well when you have to play an instrument too.
yeah. I learned that when I was playing the piano, or at least trying to figure out how to sing the verses on the piano and go along with it. Like, yeah, it was like a struggle. Maybe I just don't have like the right brain, but like, yeah, I know playing and singing is like, I don't know. I was always like second guessing myself, like thinking too much into it. Like, oh, what's the next key? Am I holding it correctly? Am I reading it right? Is it the right, you know? I think I was just overthinking it.
Yeah, playing music can be like that. Like as long as you're not thinking about it, you kind of are okay. But then once you focus in, then you mess up.
Yeah. So it is midnight. It's 12:20 here, the West Coast in the United States. I'm not sure what time it is for Khaleesi. Is Khaleesi in Australia?
No, she's on the West Coast as well.
Oh, okay. And then Mr. Gelth is in Australia, I think.
Yes, and Girly is being in choir sent you to college, Girly. That's awesome. I miss
Oh,
being
you're
in choirs.
lucky.
I miss singing in choirs. 6:20 p.m. there.
I think Girly is in Philippines, right?
Um, yeah, that's what she said. That was what she said.
I know Khaleesi. You're everywhere. I love to be your chat partner. Khaleesi's awesome.
She is probably out of the most dedicated chat presence out
Yes.
of anyone that I can think of.
Oh yes. Me and Khaleesi have had some very intimate chats on a live, and it was really nice. She was very supportive, very patient.
Yes. Yep. Me too.
Yeah, she's awesome. And she is everywhere. She's in everybody's chat. She's in Omar's chat. She's in Cassidy's chat. She jumped over to us. It's kind of nice.
Yeah, she's definitely the number one supporter. I would give you the prize for
Oh
the
yeah.
best supporter.
Khaleesi, do you have an address you can send me? I can send you a fairy garden kit. I'll add instructions this time.
She sent me one. I don't know what do I do? So, okay. But then once you explain it, I'm all, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I'll send you one, Khaleesi, or a blanket, or I've got lots of merch, plant merch, I call it, because everything's plant based. But yeah, so same time tomorrow, and we'll just figure out what the chatters want to talk about.
Yeah, if you guys have any suggestions on paranormal places or hauntings, or maybe we should do like a more of a haunting
Yeah.
tomorrow instead of a paranormal like landmarks. Maybe we should do like haunted places.
Yes.
New Orleans or some stories of out of something like that.
We could do New Orleans. There's got to be ghost stories.
A billion, I bet. Or Salem, Massachusetts probably has a lot of good stories.
Ooh, we should do that. Yeah.
All right. So what? Salem, we think Salem, Massachusetts stuff? Like,
Yeah.
okay.
Salem, Massachusetts stuff, ghost stories. Yeah. I'm down. You don't muck with witchcraft. That's my number one rule. It'll come back and it won't be good. It'll be mucked up. All right. Well, I'll get off here and let you guys go to bed. And we'll see you tomorrow at 10. And we'll talk about the haunting of Salem, Massachusetts.
Alrighty.
All right, everybody. Everybody have a beautiful night. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks for coming, guys.
Thanks for coming. Night, night. Sleep tight.
Night.
Bye bye.